Welcome to our gentle yoga today. I'm so glad to see so many of us signed up for today. A few people are still signing in, so I'll give you a few moments to get situated. Let's go ahead and make sure, if you are already signed in, make sure that you have a strap. Make sure that you have a blanket. It can just be something from around your house. A strap, a yoga strap is great, but if you don't have one, you can use a belt or a rope. I've even seen ribbons. So just anything that's long enough to stretch out about 2 to 3 feet or 4 feet is perfectly fine. So gathering up all of your things, we're going to get started here in just a moment. I see a few more people signing in. So I just want to make sure everybody gets situated. This is a great time to put on some music if you're all set up and you have your props available. I do have some playlists on Spotify, Carolyn's virtual yoga and Carolyn's gentle yoga. If you don't have Spotify, any kind of station will do. If you have Alexa, you can say play meditative music. And that's usually a nice mix as well. So we are going to go ahead and begin now. I think we've got everybody on. Let's start in a different way today. We're going to start lying down. We've done this occasionally, but we're going to do it again today. It's a really nice thing to have your blanket folded in at the top of your mat so you can rest your head. Use it as a bit of a pillow, and then just have your strap up to where you can reach it up towards the top of the mat. And so we're going to just go ahead and take ourselves down to the mat. We're not fully warmed up, so it might be best to just come onto one elbow, come onto the other elbow, and then slowly let your head meet that blanket, or perhaps it's a pillow. And then we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades tightly underneath us. You can let your feet just flop. Think about that low back and maybe press the low back into the mat. And let's take our hands and just place them right at our abdomen, maybe right below the belly button. And we're going to begin to connect our breath here. So go ahead and close your eyes. Think as your eyes are closed about the lungs. And think about filling them and think about emptying them through your nose, breathing through your nose. So let's start that. Let's just close our eyes, melt into your mat, let everything go, and begin to start our Ujjayi yoga breathing. Breathing in deeply as you can from the belly. Sip in a little more. And then exhale through your nose, fully emptying the lungs. Very good. I really want you to try to hear this in the back of your throat. And sometimes when you're in this particular position, you can hear it a little better. So just a reminder, as you're breathing, breathe in as though you're surprised to see somebody. Breathe out as though you're fogging up a hand mirror just held right under your nose. Let's try that again. Breathing in deeply from the belly. Sip in a little more air. And then exhale through your nose, emptying the lungs. Good. Keeping that visual of the lungs expanding full and wide, and then emptying out, coming together. Let's continue our breath. Breathing in. And then maybe even a deeper exhale out. Fully empty the lungs. Good. As you continue your breath, this is a great time to set your intention for today's class. An intention can be something as simple as just one single word. But it's also really nice, since it's this time of year, we have our New Year's Day coming up on Friday. Yes, you can set maybe a goal for the year. And that is something that's nice to come back to if your mind does start to wander, if you start to think about all the things you have to get done this week. Try to refrain from that, enjoy your practice, and go back to your intention. My intention, just to, if you want to piggyback off of mine, I always like to have a similar intention, and mine is patience. Patience for what may be ahead of me, and patience for my yoga practice. If there's a pose that I can't get into or that I don't want to stay in, I just think of the word patience, and then sometimes I'm successful with that. Not always, but sometimes. So let's take another deep breath in, deep breath in. Maybe sip in a little more, and exhale all that breath out through your nose. Good. We're nice and relaxed now. Hopefully the breath was able to bring you a little deeper into your mat. Let's go ahead and take the hands and just bring them out to our sides, pressing the palms into the mat. And we're going to do a little bit of warm up in our Savasana pose, and then we'll work our way into our other sequence as we continue. So let's go ahead and just draw the feet into the mat, bending the knees. Let's go ahead and reach the arms back over our head, squeezing the arms in towards the ears, spreading the fingers as wide as we can get them. And at the same time, while we're doing this, squeezing the belly button into the spine. Nice stretch just right here. Holding this, maybe you're turning it on, squeezing the arms, so much so that you feel the triceps. Good. And then on your next breath, go ahead and bring the arms back down to the sides. Let's go ahead and let's bring the arms out to a T. Press the arms into the floor, bringing the chest up towards the ceiling, squeezing the shoulder blades back, pressing the feet into the mat even deeper. And we're going to windshield wipe. We're going to bring the knees all the way to the right wall. And then we're going to inhale, bring the knees towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring the knees towards the left wall. You may have to slow this down to your breath. Inhale to the ceiling. Exhale, knees go to the right. And don't worry if your left hip comes off the mat. That is perfectly natural for that to happen. Inhale, bring the knees up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring the knees to the left. The right hip's going to pop up towards the mat. Next breath, bring the knees back up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to roll over to our left side, pressing our right hand into our head, supporting it. And this is called goddess pose. This is an actual pose. And then we're going to take the left leg and plant the left foot into the mat. And your feet might actually touch one another. And we're going to hold this. Just hold this pose, breathing in deeply. Exhaling out. Good. Breathing in. Exhaling out. Wonderful. Then we're going to turn this into a clam. So we're going to pick up the left foot, press it into the right foot. So if I'm going to hold the feet up so you can see, it's almost like a butterfly pose. The feet are pressed in towards each other, but we're going to allow them to rest on the mat. And you can see that my left knee is up. We're going to press it down. This is where it gets its name, clam pose. And then with our breath, we're going to open that knee back up again. You're going to get a nice stretch on the outside edge of your hip here. So breathing in, knees come together. Exhale, knee comes towards the ceiling. Inhale, knee comes together. You might feel this in the hamstrings. Exhale, knee comes back up. One more. Inhale, knee comes down. Exhale, knee comes back up. And then on your next breath, we're going to roll right back onto our back, and we're going to do that same thing on the other side. Now, I don't want to have my back to you, so I'm going to actually reverse. You don't need to do this, and I'm going to demonstrate on this side. So we're going to just roll to the side. Once again, position our left hand this time to hold onto our head. Right hand comes into the mat. And then we're going to lift the right leg, take that foot and just plant it right behind the left foot. So the knee is facing up towards the ceiling. And we're just going to hold this and stay this. Nice little stretch, breathing in deeply. Exhale fully. Here and in the back of your throat, breathing in deeply. Exhale fully. Good. Same setup. We're going to do the clam. So we're going to take this right foot, press it in to the left foot. So I'm going to show you just lifting up. You don't have to lift up, and I'm showing you how it is like a butterfly pose. And then you're going to press that back down again, and we're going to do our clam. So as we breathe in, knee is going to come down, meet the other knee. Inhale, knee comes back up towards the ceiling. Let's do several of these. As we inhale, knees connect. Exhale, knee comes up towards the ceiling. Maybe slow it down for your breath. Inhale, good. Knee connects. Exhale, knee comes to the ceiling. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, knee connects, touches. Inhale, knee comes up towards the ceiling. 1 more. Inhale, knee comes down and connects. Exhale, knee returns to the ceiling. Now, I'm going to turn right back. So I am with everybody in that same position. And we're just from here going to roll right back onto our back. Knees are together, feet are pressed into the mat. Let's knock the knees together and heel toe the feet all the way off the mat. We're still working on the outside edges of the hips. We're going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to heel toe the feet right back together. Now is the time for our strap. So remember at the beginning of the class when I said try to put your strap up towards the top of your mat. Hopefully you have a strap or a belt. If you don't have that, you can just use your hands and grab the ankle. So no worries there. I am going to demo with the strap. I'm going to take the strap, unwind it, and have about 2 feet that I'm going to hold over my chest. I'm going to lift my head up just enough to see my right foot as I place the right foot into the strap. And then I'm going to bring all of the excess strap over to the right side. I'm going to allow the left hand just to rest on my left side. Head comes back down to the mat. Good. Now, like I was saying earlier, if you don't have a strap, you can just grab your ankle with your hand. No problem, no worries there. Let's go ahead, either way, strap or no strap. Let's go ahead and draw the toes towards the forehead. And while we're at it, we're going to send the left leg down the mat flat. So the only active leg we have, not that we have many legs, the active leg is our right foot. So our right foot is drawing towards our forehead. We've done this one before. So on our next breath, we're going to draw the leg all the way down to the right side. Hold it there with your breath. Good. Feel that stretch in the hamstring. And then inhale, bring the leg back up. This time the left hand's going to switch and hold on to it. Right hand's going to come down by your side. And then we're going to exhale, take the leg over to the left side. Now you might find that your hip comes up on the right side. That is okay. Perfectly natural. Your leg may or may not come to the floor. And then we're going to switch sides. So this is a little flow. We're going to do several of these. Now we're to the right. Inhale, leg comes up. Maybe you draw your toes towards the forehead to deepen the stretch. Exhale, switch hands, take it to the left. Inhale, leg comes up. Maybe you draw the toes down. Exhale, switch hands, take it to the right. Let's do one more on each side. Inhale, leg comes up. Maybe draw the toe towards the forehead, switch hands. Exhale, leg comes to the left. Inhale, leg comes up. Let's go ahead and bend that knee, remove that strap, and let's bring both feet up. Bring the hands to a T and windshield wipe side to side before we do the other side, the left side. Inhale. Exhale to the left. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. Great work, everybody. On your next breath, let's grab our strap. Once again, bring it out over the chest. Allow for about 2 feet. Maybe you lift your head up just enough to see that left foot being placed into the strap. Gather the strap, bring it all the way to the left side. Right hand gets a little bit of a break, and we slide that right foot down the mat. We're going to begin on the left side. So with your breath, we're going to let that left foot come all the way to the left side. Inhale, leg comes back up. Maybe we draw the toes towards the forehead. Switch hands, right hand takes over, and we take the strap to the right. Inhale, come up, switch hands, toes flex. Exhale to the left. Great work. Inhale, toes flex up, switch hands, exhale, take the leg to the right. Once again, hip may come up off the mat. That's okay. And then bring it back up to the ceiling, flex the toes, switch hands, take it to the left. Slow down with your breath if you need to. Inhale, bring the leg up one final time, flex the toes, switch hands, take the strap to the right across the body. Inhale, leg comes up. Let's go ahead and remove the strap and bring the strap over to the side. We don't need it any longer. Let's go ahead and bring both knees into the chest. Just pull them in. Maybe you even take your hands and embrace the knees. You might have to sit up just a little bit and just pull the knees in as tightly as you can. Head will come up off your blanket if you are doing it this intense. And rock side to side. And the next breath, release that. Head goes back down to the blanket. Take both hands and spread the fingers as wide as you can. Right hand goes over the right knee. Left hand goes over the left knee. And we're going to pull the knees apart so that just the toes are touching. Pull the knees apart, and we're going to do a little motion here that will lubricate the joints. So we're just going to bring the knees together and then pull them apart. Almost like we're stirring a big pot. Bring the knees together, pull them apart. Knees together, pull them apart. And then we're going to reverse that going the opposite direction. So we're going to pull the knees towards our chest, bring the knees out, and just keep that motion going, maybe around 3 times with your breath. Making that motion. Good. On your next breath, we're going to release the hands, flatten the feet, and we're going to roll back to the side, our side. So we're going to roll to our right side. We're going to make a little pillow for our head. Even though our blanket is there, we're going to press our palm into the mat, and we're going to draw our knees as tight as we can get them up towards our chest, making a little ball. Just get as tightly as you can in your little ball. We're going to stay here. Make sure you're breathing. I'm going to count this out, but still breathe while I count for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to press ourselves up into a seated position. Comfortable, easy pose. This is how we usually start off. And we're going to do a few stretches, and we're going to keep the blanket handy because we're going to be on our knees for a little while. We can bring our strap around just in case we move that. Use that again and put it maybe at the left top part of our mat so we know where everything is. So let's take our shoulders, reach them up towards our ears, roll them back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, press the belly button in towards the spine as much as we can. And then we're going to sweep the arms up towards the ceiling, spread the fingers as wide as we can. And we're going to use our imagination right now. Imagine that there is a bar going across the ceiling or a beam, and you're trying to grab hold of it. So with that in mind, reach up a little taller, trying to grab hold of that bar. You're going to feel a nice stretch through the torso as you do this. Can't quite reach the can't quite grab the bar. So let's keep reaching even higher. You're going to notice the shoulders coming up even closer to the ears. Reach, reach, reach. And then release this. Now let's take our hands, reach them out to the side as though we're trying to touch the walls, but spread the fingers nice and wide. Spread, spread, spread. And then cactus the arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, then bring the hands on top of the shoulders, and let's begin to make some circular motions here. Rotating those with your breath. Good. Inhale. Exhale. And release. We're going to take the legs and we're going to send them out in front of us into a forward fold position. Let's press the palms together. Once again, sitting up nice and tall. Think about that bar up above. We're not going to reach with our hands, but try to reach that bar with your head. Stretching out the torso. This is so good for our posture. Then on our next breath, we're going to release the hands and take a little twist. We're going to bend the right foot. Take the right foot, place it right outside the left knee, sit up nice and tall. Left hand comes out, spread the fingers, wrap it around the knee, pull the knee as tightly as you can towards your body. Right hand comes out, spread the fingers, bring it back behind, press the fingers almost in a TP into the mat or the floor, and try to see behind you. Just look over your shoulder. Try to see that back wall. Maybe while you're doing this, you think about the left foot and you draw the left foot towards your forehead or towards your body to get a little extra stretch. Holding this as you breathe in. Exhale out. Stay for another breath. Breath travels up the spine. Breath travels down the spine. Great work. Let's come back to center and bring the feet back together. Sit up nice and tall. Press the arms together. Sitting with the sit bones, purposefully pressing into the mat. Crown of the head is reaching towards the ceiling, towards that beam we've talked about. Nice and tall. Deep breath in. Deep exhale out. Then we're going to do the other side. We're going to bend the left leg, take the foot, press it on the outside edge. Nice posture, sitting up nice and tall. Right hand comes out. Hands are spread, wraps around, pulls that leg in. Left hand comes out, reaches back behind, presses in and twist. See that back wall. Maybe you think about the toes on the right side. Draw them a little closer in towards the body. Feel that added stretch. Lots of benefits here. Breath travels up the spine. Breath travels down the spine. Good. Then let's release that. Come back to where we started, sitting up nice and tall. Press the palms together. Draw the toes towards the forehead. And then on your next breath, we're going to release the hands, sweep them up towards the ceiling, grab that bar again, spread the fingers wide, and just try to reach as high as you can. Toes are flexed towards your body. Major stretching is going on here. Reach even higher towards the ceiling. And then relax. Just let the hands come down towards your feet. Now, you don't have to touch your feet. You can just place the hands on either side of the feet, put a little bend into the knees, and let let the gaze just come right below the kneecaps. Maybe the chest is resting on the thighs. Back is rounded. This is a mood enhancer, a really nice position for anxiety, stress, worry, fear, lots of things. Just kind of calms the mind, calms the body. We'll stay here for one more breath, breathing in, exhaling out. And then we're going to slide the hands back up, go ahead and bend the knees and make our way onto our mat into a tabletop. We won't be staying too long in the tabletop, but if you would like to go ahead and place your blanket just to support the knees, you can go ahead and set that up. And on your next breath, we're going to take the right foot. We're going to stretch it back behind us. So leg is straight on the right side. We're going to tuck the toes and draw the heel into the mat, really pressing out and feeling it in the calf muscle, working the legs. Look at your fingertips. Make sure that they are pressed firmly into the mat as well. We'll protect the wrists. Next breath, we're going to do the other side. So we're going to come right back to our table and we're going to stretch out the left leg. Draw the heel towards the floor. Feel that in the calf muscles, holding this. Good. Next breath, let's go ahead and return. And then we're going to remove our blanket so we can do a little bit of warrior work. So on your next breath, let's go ahead and tuck the toes. Lift the knees. Maybe stay there for just a bit. And then lift the hips all the way up, coming into our first down dog. If you want to have a little bend in the knees, lots of different ways the down dog can look. Nothing wrong with that. If you want to pedal out here, maybe you bend one knee and the opposite heel comes up. Gaze is towards the back wall, as always. Good. And then on your next breath, we're going to go ahead and just raise the right leg. Three-legged dog. Hold it up there. Rotate the ankle while we're holding it there. Breathing in. Exhaling out. We're going to bend that knee and lower the heel on the left foot. On your next breath, we're going to draw that knee towards the right elbow. We're working our core here, holding it. Then next breath, we're going to send the leg back up to three-legged dog. Next breath, we're going to bend the knee, draw that knee to the left elbow. Can you feel that in your core? I bet you can. Next breath, send the leg back up to three-legged dog. Good. On your next breath, we're going to take it to warrior one. Straight to it. Now, we worked our wrists quite a little bit. So while we have our arms up in the air, let's go ahead and spread the fingers nice and wide. Make a fist and rotate the wrists. Take care of them. Any opportunity to take care of them, it's good. On the next breath, we're going to stop our rotation, spread the fingers wide again, reach out towards that front wall with our chest, and turn this warrior one into a warrior two. Just go right to it. Squaring the shoulders right over the hips. Our gaze is towards that front wall, holding this. Next breath, we're going to stay right where we are. Knee is bent, but we're going to do a little rotation. Right hand is going to come into the mat, press into the mat. Left hand is going to reach for the ceiling, spread the fingers wide, and maybe take your gaze towards your left thumb. A little bit of balance going on here. Good. Holding this. Next breath, we're going to flip this to the other side. So we're just going to come up slightly, rotate the body, and the left hand presses right next to that right foot, and we look over our shoulder, and we're actually looking to the right wall behind us. Maybe you look up to your thumb here, holding this. Little bit of balance. Patience. I'm going back to my intention right now. Next breath, we're going to turn this right back into a warrior two. Little bit of balance getting into it. Very good. Next breath, we're going to rotate at the waist, press down, and we're going to send the right leg back. But before we do the other side, we're going to bring the knees down, bring the toes together, and come into a child's pose. Reach with your hands towards the front of the mat. Try to get the elbows to come down. Try to get the chest to come down. If you have any shoulder injuries, always an option to bring the arms back behind and just rest them. Maybe you press the forehead into the mat. I'm going to demo it in the traditional format with the hands in front. And we're just going to stay. Maybe the big toes are touching one another. Maybe the knees are spread a little wider or at the edge of the mat. Maybe they're closer in. Lots of different ways to do a child's pose. This pose is great because it also calms the mind, calms the body. Many benefits. So stay here for one more breath, breathing in deeply from the belly. Exhale out all that air from the lungs. Slow exhale. Good. Then on your next breath, we're going to come out of this. So we're going to just slide both hands towards the body, ending up in a tabletop, bringing the knees back under the hips, but we're not going to stay here. We're going to tuck the toes. We're going to lift the knees, coming back into our down dog. I'm going to make a quick little turn around just so you can see better from this angle. And if you want to, you can pedal out here. You can stay still and just put a little bend in the knees, lift the hips up more towards the ceiling, take your gaze towards that back wall. Find what's right for you. Maybe you come up onto the tippy toes. Get a little stretch in the calves again. And then on your next breath, we're going to work our abdominal muscles first. We're going to raise the left leg, three-legged dog, bend that knee, and then we're going to aim the knee towards the left elbow. Hold it there for a bit. And the next breath, send that leg right back up. Three-legged dog. Next breath, bend that knee, aim it towards the right elbow. Then send it right back up. Three-legged dog. Next breath, we're going to take it to warrior one. Bring that foot right in between the hands, reach the palms up, spread the fingers nice and wide. Here's that opportunity to make a fist and rotate the ankles. That was a lot that we just did with our wrists. And I said ankles, I meant wrists. Rotate the wrists. Holding this. Good. Rotating even deeper. And then on the next breath, we're going to come into warrior two. Take your gaze right between your fingers, stack the shoulders over the hips, nice bend in the knee. And then we're going to take that little twist. This time the left hand's going to come down right near the left foot, and we're going to reach up with our right hand. Try to see your thumb here, holding this. It's a little bit like a triangle, only this time we have our knee bent. Next breath, right hand's going to replace the left. We're going to flip and face the other side of the wall, the back wall. Maybe you see your left thumb here. Holding this, good. Next breath, we're going to come right back up to our warrior two. Nice bend into the knee, gazing, stacking those shoulders. And then we're going to rotate at the waist. We're going to press down just enough to spin on the right foot and then come to the top of our mat. So we're all at the top of our mat now. We can turn this in, we're folded over a little bit. We can turn this into a ragdoll pose. So we can just let the arms dangle, let the head hang, maybe move side to side. If you want to interlace the arms, shake the head yes, shake the head no. Maybe you even put a little bend into the knees, take your hands, clasp them, give yourself a little head massage, use your fingers to give yourself a neck massage, lots of options. And the next breath, we're going to slowly rise up. one vertebra at a time. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Let's take us to a mountain pose, reaching up towards the ceiling with that focus of elongating that torso region. So let's go back to our bar hanging from the ceiling. Let's squeeze the belly button in and try to reach for that imaginary bar. See if you can get it. Reach up even higher. Maybe we'll grow an inch or two. Keep reaching, keep reaching. Let's come up onto our toes. Give it some help. Tippy toes reaching. Look up at the ceiling. This is big balance right here. And then exhale into Tadasana. Come down onto your heels. Let's turn it on here. Let's take our shoulders, reach them up towards our ears, roll them back, squeeze the belly button in towards the spine. Squeeze our face, squeeze our arms, squeeze the belly button even tighter into the spine. Lift the kneecaps, lift all 10 toes. Maybe your eyes are closed. Maybe you're thinking about that wall behind you and really reaching the shoulder blades towards that wall. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Feel it in the arms. Keep squeezing. We're burning calories right now. Metabolism is working hard. Heart rate's going up. Body's getting warm. Keep reaching. Keep squeezing. Good. And then release. We've already done a little bit of balance through our warriors today. So we're not going to do a flow. We're just going to do a little bit of work on either side. So we're going to work all of our weight over to our left side so we can work the right side. And we're going to send the leg up. Hands can come to our waist. Send the leg up. We're just going to straighten the leg in front of us. Draw the toes towards the body and hold this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure you're breathing. And then we're going to bend the knee. Send it out almost into a tree pose, but try not to connect it to your left leg. Try to hold it out, almost like a barn door. And then we're going to straighten that leg and hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Let's take a mountain pose. Feet are about hip distance apart. We're going to sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Squeeze the belly button in. Think about that imaginary pull across the ceiling. See if you can't reach the arms even higher, even higher. You can feel your ears maybe. Shoulders are really close to the ears. And then exhale into Tadasana. We won't turn it on this time. And then let's work the other side. So let's move all of our weight over to the right side. Hands with fingers spreading wide can go to the waist. And we're going to slide that foot over. And we're going to just lift the knee, bend the knee on the left side, holding this. And then we're going to straighten that leg. Maybe the toes go to the ceiling. Try to hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to bend that knee again and turn it out to the side, almost like a tree pose, but not quite, because we're not going to connect the foot and press it. Next breath, we're going to straighten that leg. Try to hold it. Try to have the toes towards the ceiling. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And we're probably still at the top of our mat unless we did move along to the wall, which was fine if you did. So if you're not at the top of your mat, let's go ahead and gather to the top of our mat. Bring our feet about hip distance and let's sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. Once again, let's take advantage of that stretch, lengthening through the torso. Try to grab hold of that bar, reach up even higher, reach up even higher, reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, take a fold. Let your head just hang here. Put a little bend into the knees. Maybe you move the body slightly, side to side. Next breath, we're going to take a halfway lift. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see how flat my back is. Take your gaze to the floor. Try not to curve the spine. Try to really make it straight spine. And the next breath, we're going to come back onto our mat into a tabletop. We're not going to stay here long. If you want your blanket to protect the knees, you can put it there, but we won't be here for very long. We're just going to take a cat-cow. So breathing in for cow, drawing the belly button towards the mat. And then exhale for cat, arching that back, really exaggerating it. Good. On your next breath, let's sit back on the heels. Actually sit on the heels, stretch out the ankles. So good. We're going to take the hands, reach them towards that front wall, spread them, and the right hand's going to reach a little further than the left. So the shoulder is moving forward. Then the left hand is going to go towards that front wall and right in front of you. Let's do this with our breath. Inhale, take it to the right. Exhale, take it to the left. Inhale, take it to the right. Exhale, take it to the left. Next breath, both hands come forward. Let's make a fist and rotate those wrists. Can't get enough of the rotation with the wrists. Breathing in, exhaling out. Good. On your next breath, we're going to come into a table, but we're not going to stay. So we're going to take our hands, spread them wide, come into that table. We're going to draw the left knee towards the left wrist. Then we're going to take the left, this is a little complicated. We're going to take the left, the right foot and place it in front of the left knee and bring it out to the outside. And what we're really doing here is finding a very graceful way to come into an easy pose. So anyway, I ended up like this, but coming into an easy pose, the most graceful way, a respectable way you can from where we just were sitting on our ankles. So we're going to do a little bit of shoulder work, a little bit of neck work, because I know we've been sitting a lot this week. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. Take those shoulders, reach them up towards our ears, roll them back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, send our hands out to the side, spread the fingers nice and wide, squeeze the belly button in, and then cactus the arms. And on your next breath, lower the right fingers towards your mat. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards the back wall. Good. Exhale, switch sides. So the left hand is towards the mat. Inhale to the right, hand down. Exhale, left hand comes down. Let's do two more. Inhale, right hand comes towards the mat. Exhale, left hand comes towards the mat. And then we're going to send the hands back out. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, squeeze the belly button in. Right hand is going to bend and try to touch the left shoulder. Next breath, left hand's going to reach back behind and see if you can find the fingers, see if they can meet. Maybe the elbows press back towards the back wall. Now, don't worry if you have like an inch between your fingers or they can't meet. That's perfectly normal. This is easier to do sometimes with a strap or a towel. Next breath, we're going to send the hands out again. Squeeze back, good. And then the left hand is going to reach for the right shoulder, good. And then the right hand's going to reach back behind and see if it's any different on this side. Wiggle your fingers, see if they can meet, squeeze the elbows to the back wall. Try to keep the neck as straight as you can, spine straight. Good. And then we're going to release that. Place the hands on the knees and just roll the shoulders out. Breathing in. Exhaling out. Make sure you reverse your rolls. Always good to squeeze the belly button in. I remind you several times on that because it really does make a difference with the breath, the posture. All right. We're ready for our next now. So on your next breath, we're going to look all the way to the right, maybe exaggerate it and even look to that right corner where the walls meet. Then we're going to dip the chin down on our next breath and look to the left. Try to maybe see the corner where the walls meet. Inhale, look to the right. Exhale, look to the left. Let's do one more. Inhale, look to the right. Exhale, look to the left. Let's come back to neutral, facing the front wall. Let's cactus that right hand, reach it all the way across. Right hand finds the left ear. Close your eyes here and draw your right ear to your right shoulder. Maybe you help it with the left hand, press it down gently. Let go of all the tension, all the strain that you store in this region along the shoulders and the neck. Just let it all go. And then on your next breath, slide that right hand to the back of the skull. Take your fingers, take this thumb bone right here and just give yourself a nice massage into the back of the neck. Maybe even take it up to the back of the skull. Just give a nice rub there. Maybe the eyes are still closed. Maybe even work down to the lower part of the neck, upper shoulder region. And when you've had enough, just take your nose, draw it in towards your armpit, squeeze the belly button in even tighter. Try to twist a little bit, drawing the neck, the chin in towards that underarm area. And you might feel something in the scapula on the left side, the shoulder blade. You might even find a little sensation running up and down the spine on the left side. Then releasing this, let's take care of the other side. We'll go straight to it. We'll cactus the left hand. Let's go ahead and squeeze the shoulder blades, squeeze the belly button in, and then take that hand all the way, find the right ear, close your eyes, draw the left ear to the left shoulder. Maybe give it a little pressure to take a deeper stretch there. Good. And then slide that hand down. Give yourself that little massage. See if it's different on this side, if there's places you can reach that you couldn't reach on the other side. Take some time here. Make sure you're breathing. And when you've had enough, when you're ready, just draw your nose into your armpit here. Try to take the chin with you. Exaggerate this, squeeze the belly button in. And you might feel something in your right shoulder or maybe up and down the right side of your spine. Holding this. Releasing this. Let's take both hands. Once you have released, place them on your knees and just roll the shoulders out. Roll the neck and the shoulders out. You can do them at the same time. Make sure you reverse those rolls. Just getting rid of any leftover kinks that might be there. And then on your next breath, let's come into a butterfly pose, bound angle pose, pressing the knees down towards the mat, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to take one more of those stretches that we started the class with. We're going to press the feet together, but we're going to send the arms up. Try to grab hold of that imaginary beam. Try to get the arms up. Think about the ears and the shoulders. Try to get them as close as you can together. Spread the hands as wide as you can. And release. Let's draw the knees together, and we're going to make our way onto our back. So we can just take our hands, place them onto the mat, spin the feet around. And since we are warmed up, let's try to challenge ourselves. Bring the feet down, draw the toes towards the body, hands to your side, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And we're slowly going to go down to our mat. Maybe the blanket isn't there anymore, so you want to put the blanket back as your pillow. And you're slowly going to go down. Maybe you stop on the way. A little bit of ab work. Keep coming down, maybe you stop. All the way until you find yourself on your mat and you can reposition your blanket once you're here. Good. Let's go ahead and slide both feet up onto the mat. Take your hands, clasp them underneath you. And we're only doing this to get the shoulder blades together as much as we can. So squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then we're going to remove the hands and just place them flat on our mat outside the mat. Now, on your next breath, we're going to do something a little active here. We're going to do a bridge, but an active bridge. We're going to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Try to hold them there. And then on your exhale, you're going to come down, all the way down. And we're going to do that again. Press the feet into the mat, lift the hips. Inhale. This time, as we hold it, squeeze the buttocks, turn on the glutes, squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then exhale, come on down, hips hit the floor. Good. Next breath, we're going to do one more just like that. We're going to inhale, lift the hips up. Once the hips are lifted, we're going to squeeze the buttocks, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as tight as we can. Squeeze. And then slowly, slowly come down. Nice work. Next breath. Let's take the hands, clasp the knees, draw them in towards the chest. Make some little gentle rocks side to side. If you've lost the breath or forgotten about it, this is a great time to recapture it. Breathing in as though you're surprised to see somebody. Exhale as though you're fogging up a mirror. Good. Next breath, let's take this into a happy baby, grabbing the outside edges of your feet, and let's bring the legs out, the knees out as wide as you can. Almost as if you're trying to get the feet to touch the outside walls. Toes are facing that back wall. We're holding this. If you want to rock side to side, you can. Otherwise, this is a really intense, good stretch. Holding it just like this. Hearing your breath. Inhale deeply from the belly. And then fully empty the lungs. Next breath. We're going to turn this into a wide V. So maybe you just move your hands to the tops of the toes, straighten the legs. See if you can bring the legs out even further. Holding this. If you want to rock a little bit while you do this, that's fine. Or if you want to just stay right here, perfectly fine as well. Next breath, we're going to connect the feet. Legs are straight, connect the feet. We're going to release the hands, and this is a waterfall pose. Straight legs. We're going to draw the feet towards our forehead. Intense stretch here. And then we're going to point the toes. Inhale, draw the toes towards the forehead. Feel that stretch up and down the sciatica nerve. And then exhale, point the toes. Let's do one more. Inhale, draw the toes towards the forehead. Straight legs. Exhale, point the toes. And then the next breath, we're going to do a supine twist. We're going to bend the knees, let them hover right over the hips. Bring the arms out to a T, or you can cactus the arms if you like to. And let's take a lion's breath here. Let's take a deep breath in from the belly. Feel it come from that region. And then exhale through your mouth. Fully release all that air. If it makes a little sound, that's okay. Let's do that again. And this on the next one, we'll let the knees fall to the right. So inhale deeply. And then exhale, lion's breath. Knees come to the right. Nice twist going on. Take your gaze over your left shoulder. If you want a little bit more, take that outside leg, the left leg, and just expand it. Straighten it right over that left bent or right bent knee. And let's hold this. Stay. Keep breathing. Good. Next breath, we're going to release this. Bring the knees back to hover right over the hips. Let's take our lion's breath. Deep breath in. Lion's breath out. Good. Let's do that again and take our twist. Deep breath in. Beautiful long exhale out. Knees come to the left. Take your gaze over your right shoulder. If you extended a leg on the right side, let's do it on the left. So the right leg would straighten out and expand and just reach over, straighten over that left bent knee. Stay here for a few breaths. And then we're going to untangle this. Come back up with knees hovering right over the hips. Let's press the soles of the feet together in mid-ear, Supta Baddha Konasana. And we're slowly going to lower the feet to the mat. Take your time. Slowly, slowly, slowly. And then once the feet get down to the mat, slide the right foot all the way out to the edge of your mat. Slide the left foot out. Draw the arms in. We're setting up for Savasana. Let's squeeze the shoulders a little tighter underneath us. Adjust your blankets. Maybe you want to cover with a blanket if you'd like to. Try to press the low back into the mat. Just get nice and comfortable. You worked really hard today, did so much stretching, so much for your midsection, torso, abdominal area. And let's just soften the face as we go into our Savasana. Allow the tongue to come off the roof of the mouth, drop into the lower palate. Maybe move the jawbone side to side if the teeth have been clenched. Relax through the shoulders, even though they're pressed tightly together. Relax through the torso, even though that belly button may be drawing in towards the spine or your mat. Relax through the knees. Relax all the way from the crown of your head to the fingertips, to the tops of the feet, the bottoms of the feet, and just melt right into your mat. We're going to stay here for a bit. Don't worry about the time. I will signal with the bells when we've finished our resting period. Just enjoy this. And with the sound of the bells, just gently begin to awaken the body, wiggling or spreading the fingers wide, wiggling or maybe spreading the toes wide, working all those tiny little joints. Maybe make a fist with your hands, ball them and rotate the wrists gently. Maybe you draw the knees into the chest and rotate the ankles. Good. And on your next breath, just roll to your right side Just like we did at the beginning of class, draw the knees up towards the chest. Try to get into the tightest little ball you possibly can get into. You can use your blanket or make a pillow with your right arm. Try to stay in this little ball for a full breath. And then after that, make your way back onto your mat into an easy pose. Sitting up nice and tall. And then once in your easy pose, we're going to sweep the arms up towards the ceiling, and we're going to once again, one final time, spread the fingers as wide as we can, squeeze the belly button in, and try to grab hold of that bar, that imaginary bar. Fill the shoulders coming up towards the ears. Nice stretch. Reach, 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 reach. And then press the palms together from here. Relax a little bit and bring the palms down to heart center. We're going to press the palms together. We've taken care of the wrists already. And then we're going to separate the hands, press them into the mat, walk the hands forward, take one final fold, reach the chest down towards the mat or the floor. And then just as slowly come back into a comfortable seated position. Hands can go to the knees or back to heart center. I hope you feel really stretched out and relaxed. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Happy New Year. Namaste.